Okay. Hello, everybody. Hi. I hope you are doing fine, right? Chaliye. So the thing is that now we are having only 6 months remaining because on uh, on 27th of June, right? So on this 27th of June, you are having your prelims, okay? And today it is already 18th of December, right? So what time you are having is this of 6 months. So if from one perspective you see, you are hardly having any time remaining, but again from another point of view see, you are having sufficient time that if you can devote this time in a well organized manner, in a very well planned manner, and with proper guidance, okay, and with proper guidance, then it is not only possible to clear prelims in this time, but also adding that 2 3 months of intervening period between prelims and mains, you would also be able to clear your mains. But it would be possible only if you are utilizing these 6 months in an organized, planned, and properly guided manner. And here's Unacademy came into scene, and Unacademy is providing a solution for all of these problems. So remember the date. The date is your 27th of June, on which your next prelims is about to be there. Right. I'm starting with the class. Just a moment. Let me finish these things. So every year around 10 lakh of the aspirants they are filling up the form. But let me make it very clear that the real competition is hardly in around 20,000 of the candidates. It is hardly in 20,000 of the candidates. Majority of them, they are simply filling up the form just for the sake of filling the form. You see, 10 lakh of the aspirants are filling up the form, and out of that 10 lakh, only 4 lakh 50,000 are appearing for prelim. So this itself shows that around 55% of the candidates, they are not even appearing for the exam. Then how can you say that they are sincere? They are not sincere by any of the standard. Out of these means 4 lakh 50,000, something around 12 or 13,000 make it to prelims, 2,000 make it to mains, and finally 900 or 850 or at times 1,000 also they make it to the finalist, including 100 200 candidates of reserve list. Okay? Now what can be the strategy to stand out of the crowd, to stand out of these 10 lakh candidates who are filling up the form every year, so that you do not remain here, you actually comes here. Now the strategy is two pronged. Firstly, if you are 27 years plus, if you belong to this category, you already have almost wasted, or might be you were working somewhere else. If you are 27 years old or more than that, then you must be preparing with that exit strategy. Means you would be going to give two more attempts, although the age is 32, but भाई और भी कुछ करना है, थोड़ी कि जीवन भर इसी में लगे रहना है. So you would be having around two attempts to go if you earlier you have not given. Okay, and in this two attempts you have to make it clear. If you are less than 27, you are 21, 22, 23, you are having a lot of time to experiment, work on your basics, and make your basics strong, and thereby you can clear the examination. Now, during this duration, a small duration of 6 months, you have to cover 20 plus subjects because various parts of the subjects are there. 100 plus book. I think it will be more than 100. Around 11 exam, including means papers. You know, 7 8 papers, 9 papers are there in your mains, 2 papers are there in your prelim, and you are having a limited time. So this is the problem which you are having. Now, what can be the solution? One of the solutions, you can prepare by yourself only. See, I'm not saying that you have to mandatorily come on an academy or to mandatorily take the subscription. You can prepare by yourself, but it will take time. And you need guidance. That's in some topics like I would say polity. You can prepare polity by yourself also, but you will learn wrong concepts. Getting my point? Unless and unless you are having a background in that subject. Likewise, in economics, you need guidance there. So Unacademy has came up with a 6 month GS batch course, which is especially designed for prelims 2021, so that you can make the best use of your 6 months in a live environment, in a classroom environment, in an interactive environment. So to provide you with all those interactive environment, Unacademy has came us with a plan of champions. The batch has already started on 15th of December, but that recorded classes are there. You can ask doubt of previous class as well as live class to any educator. All the educators, I can assure you, they are good enough to answer your queries. They are good enough to answer your doubts. Okay, so what would be the features of this batch? Firstly, it would be taken by top educators, by Mrans, Anuj Gar, Arora sir. A complete GS syllabus of prelims would be there. Prelims test series, live classes of more than 500 hours, free PDF study material, structure schedule, doubt clearing session, and classes with India's top educator. So these are all the things which you are going to get in that batch. Along with that, you can simply download the app, go for your mobile number registration. Okay, after downloading the app from Play Store, followed by the registration of your email ID. That is a simple thing. And then if it asks for any code, then you can simply use the code Amit Yadav Foundation. You can simply use this code, and by using this code, you would be able to access all the special classes that is free of cost, all the test series which are running there free of cost means, so all these things, test series, PDF materials, they are free of cost, so that you can access even without having a subscription. But the benefit of having a subscription is that you will be having that preparation in a very organized manner, so that you can finish your syllabus in a time bound manner. That is the benefit having a subscription. So three batches have started on 14th of December for prelims 2021. These are all 6-month batches. First is your bilingual batch, which is named as Mission 2021. The target is again your prelims 2021 only. Then one is your Hindi medium batch, that is Lux 2021. Again, the target is prelims of 2021. And last one is your expedition batch of 2021, that would be purely in English medium. Features of all these batches would remain same. Okay, now see. Now, just a moment. Now see. Similarly, if you are an undergraduate or if you are in final year, or by any reason, by the reason of age or by any other reason, if you are not going to appear in your next examination, or if you are not giving your next attempt in 2021, then for 2022, a complete GS batch is there. It would be pre-com mains batch. It is also started on 14th of December, right? So similarly, a bilingual batch would be there under the name of Mission 2022. A purely Hindi medium batch would be there, taken by specialist Hindi medium teachers. And similarly, a purely English medium batch would be there, which would be taken by English medium teacher under the name of Expedition 2022. Features of all the batches would remain the same. Similarly, if you are an undergraduate, 12th pass student, or in first year, second year, and you plan to appear in UPSC Civil Services in 2023, that is year after 2022, after 3 years, then for you there is a bilingual batch under the name of Mission 2023. Then there is a Hindi medium, pure Hindi medium batch for 2023, and there is a English medium batch of again of 2023. So all these batches, they are of exceptional importance when it comes to not only to your preparation, but when it comes to your organized preparation. Getting my point? Means preparing in a a haphazard manner is something different. Suppose you are going through history. Now 2 months have passed, you are simply going through history. चले ही जा रहा है, कुछ फिनिश ही नहीं हो रहा है. कभी कुछ उठा लिया, कभी कुछ उठा लिया. Means you are studying, you are giving time, you are devoting time, but that confidence is not coming that I have finished things. Why? Because you are not preparing in an organized manner. So that is the benefit of subscription, that you can prepare in an organized manner, right? uh, if you're having some problem in fee payment, then there are EMI facility or installment facility is also there, that you can simply check by downloading the app. So you can pay by EMIs also. These batches have also started on 14th of December. Recorded classes are there, no issue of that. Any doubt, you can ask to educator. They are there to uh, resolve all your queries. Moreover, once you get the subscription, you are not only these batches are available to you, but in fact during the time of your subscription, each and every batch which is being run there on the platform, you can enroll in all the batches, all the free classes, everything is open for you, right? These are the some of the educators which are there in UPSC category. Many of the faces you must be knowing, like Mr. Mrinal Patel, champion of economics, Sudarshan Gurjar for geography, Dr. Siddharth Arora, polity, Ayush Sanghi, Dipanshu Singh, Snehal Tripathi. I think he's also author of a book for history, Madhubar Kotabe, then Atish Mathur, Arti Chhawdi, Ranganathan SVN Kondala, Anuj Garg, Arti Mishra, Rakesh Verma, who is himself he's the man who is himself an ex-IAS of 84 batch, Avdesh Singh, who is an ex-IRS, Moses Gupta, Nitin Shivhare, Pratik Nair, and Shraddha Tripathi, Sunil Singh, Prakash Kumar, and around, I think around 150, yes, at least 150 educators are there. And for each and every subject, you are having more than 10 educators. So the biggest benefit of an academy, which I personally feel as a teacher, which opportunity I never got during my student years, that you are having choices among the teachers. Okay, suppose you are very happy with Milan sir, but in case, for example, you are not happy with the classes of Aurora sir. So what you can do? You can have choice. You can study polity from some other educator or vice versa. You know, means you are having so many of the choices, and that thing I have seen only on an academy. No other platform, online or offline, is offering that thing. Now, how to get subscription? There are two types of subscription. One is plus subscription, and the another one is iconic subscription. Okay, so the paid classes batches you would be able to access by both of the subscription, but in iconic subscription you would be having the benefits of a personal mentor. There would be a personal mentor, and this personal mentor is going to guide you. He would be going to means uh, guide you throughout your preparation, like your timetable making, what problems, your answer writing, whatever problem you are facing regarding your preparation strategy, your means ongoing preparation. So for everything, this personal mentor will be there. Charges for plus subscription: for 6 months it is 40,500, for 12 months it is 49,500, for 24 months 72,500, 72,000, and for 36 months it is 90,000. So as you keep on increasing the duration, the amount paid per day or per month, it gradually decreases. But if you are using the code Amit Yadav Foundation, okay, so this is my code. If you are taking at the time of taking subscription, if you are using this code, then you would be getting an instant 10% discount on this fee. So after discount for 6 months, it would become this for 12 months. But one thing I would personally suggest, that the duration of the examination is of around 1.5 years. Okay. Likewise, because of COVID, this time things are different. Otherwise, forms are there around, I think, February. You are having your prelims in May or June. ठीक? And after interview, your final result is coming something around April. So almost 1.5 year examination process. So if you want subscription, go for 2 year subscription. As of now, okay, you have cleared your prelims. Now you are having mains and you are without subscription. Means at the prime time you are without subscription. And see, although it sounds 64,800, but if you see the daily cost, right, daily cost comes out to be around rupees 90. I had been in places like Delhi, and I can tell you way back in 2010-11, 90 rupees was required just to keep you hydrated in the hot and humid climate of Delhi. So it is exceptionally value for money, right? You can go for it, and you need no you would never repent that you have wasted your money or something like that. Again, for both of these subscription, you are having EMI facility, which you can go through in the app. Okay, so let's start with the news and analysis of today's The Hindu. See, one thing I am doing, since I am also taking the news and analysis of The Hindu and of Indian Express, of Press Information Bureau on application, because of some reason that class has been stopped for now, then that would be resumed from 21st of December, okay, at 8 a.m. But that would be on application. So in case you are not having application, you can simply download it from Play Store, get your mobile number registered, get your email ID registered, and then if it asks for any code, you can simply use this code Amit Yadav Foundation, and you would be able to access all the free classes, including this class and all the special class of mine and all the special classes of rest of the educator. Secondly, there is a online on Unacademy. There is an all India test series going on in the name of Combat. One thing I can assure you, this is the largest of the test series which you have ever seen in your life. Your rank would be there among the lakhs of the students so that you can have a feel of actual prelims or actual examination. Every Sunday tests are there. I think on this coming Sunday, day after tomorrow, or day after tomorrow, the test would be I think on 11 a.m. You can download the app, use this code, and this test series. All everything is free for you. Please participate so that you can get your means confidence that where you actually stand, where you want to improve, and where you need not to waste time. Okay, so participate in that combat. Chali, starting with the news items for today. First, about the agitation which is going on in Delhi. Now, see, now what is happening? Government is in something like of a fix there. है ना? Means something of a situation of dare you do, dare you don't worry situation over here. Now, the thing is that you cannot use force upon farmers. They are forming a exceptionally big vote bank, firstly. Secondly, public people in India at large, they are having that element of sympathy with farmers. So if you are going to use more of force against the farmers, obviously the public are going to be against you. And that would be a loss of vote bank. And we are having elections in uh, Bengal this year and UP next year. Because so this option is not open for the government. Now, what government have done, they have gone with the option with the Supreme Court. So yesterday, as I have taught you in the class, Supreme Court have suggested the formation of a panel. This panel would comprise of the representatives of the government and also the representative of the farmers union. But the suggestion have been rejected by the farmers. They say that we want nothing short of repeal. First repeal the laws and then only we are ready to talk. I think might be legitimacy of the government is not there. I don't know, but farmers they are not ready to this trust the government. You know. So yesterday, what Supreme Court have said, Supreme Court has said that the farmers are having a right to demonstrate. That comes under Article 19. Okay? That comes under Article 19, freedom of expression as well as freedom of peace, assemble peacefully without arms. So they are having a right to demonstrate, but it should not violate the rights of the others. Why? Because since you are see, if you are having right to assemble peacefully without arms, then others are also having right to move freely throughout the territory of India. So if you are blocking the highways, then you are what you are doing? If you are blocking the highways, then you are violating the rights of others. So there is a natural or there is an understood limitation upon our fundamental rights or any type of right, and that is not to violate the right of others. The moment the exercise of my right start violating the rights of others, there is automatic a limitation upon the exercise of my right. So court have said that you can demonstrate, it is your right, you are demonstrating according to constitution only, that's good, but make it sure that you are not blocking highways, you are not violating the right of others. But demonstrations like this, they cannot be continued forever. One solution have to be found. Deadlock is there between the government and the farmers, but what is the solution? Farmers are not ready to accept anything, means accept repeal of that laws. Government is adamant that भी जो भी हो laws तो repeal नहीं होंगे, laws would remain in force. So the court have said that the farmer should come down and talk with the government. That is the only solution, because the attorney general have said that the government is open for talk, but farmers are not open for talk. In fact, some of the farmers unions they are not open for talk, and some are open for talk. So that is the problem going on there. Now, what can be the solution? This is the deadlock, but what can be the solution? One solution, Supreme Court itself has suggested yesterday that until talks are there, until some solution is found, the government, what government can do? The government can stop the implementation of these laws. What government can do? Government can halt or government can stop the implementation of these laws. That way, until and unless we are finding a solution, up till these laws would not be implemented. Like this can be a solution. Now, it depends upon the government, and as far as my understanding is concerned, government is not ready even for that. Because government is of the view that some of the farmers union they are overtaken by some vested political interest. Yeah, so that is the issue going on there. So in near future, nothing. In my personal opinion, I personally believe that the demand of farmers is very genuine. The clause of MSP must be there, whether whether a private company is purchasing from farmers or whosoever is purchasing, the local shopkeeper, whosoever, the crop should not be sold below MSP. ठीक है ना? So this is my personal opinion. right? और ऐसा हो भी सकता है by the amendment of those laws. This can be a simple thing, and the farmers would be satisfied then, because our earlier experiences when we see whether it is of telecommunication sector or whether it is of means contract farming done in several parts of the country. So that experiences in some places it was good, but moreover it was not satisfactory. Yeah, so safety net for farmers, that is very very necessary. And regarding that APMC and your mandis, so they would be there, but they would become redundant if outside the mandis farmers are having means good prices, then mandis would automatically become redundant, right? चलिए. Secondly, Kejriwal tears the copies of farm laws in Delhi. Kejriwal is certainly against them. He fears the copies of farm laws in Delhi Assembly. Why in Delhi Assembly? Why not outside it? Because the conduct of a member of an assembly or that of parliament cannot be inside the house, cannot be discussed into any court of law. So whatever you are doing in assembly, simply it cannot be discussed in any court of law. That's why they used to do these things in assembly only, not outside assembly. Okay, just a news item, not of any importance from examination point of view. Okay, चलिए moving ahead. Mamta refuses to allow three IPS officers to go. See, I've included only that news item which is related to your syllabus or which is in some manner which is concerned with your examination. Yeah, I have exempted all the editorials from this class because this class is supposed to be of around 30 minutes only. So it will not be possible for me to cover this editorial. So that I would be covering on application. Mamta refuses to allow three IPS officer to go to center. Now see what is happening in your UPSC examination. Basically recruitment is done for two category of services. One is your all India services and second is your central government services. All India services, there are two services. One is your IAS and second is IPS. Third one is Indian Forest Service also, but it is not coming from civil service. उसका recruitment आपका separate होता है. Now, the members of IAS and IPS, they are recruited by the center, appointed by the President of India, and then they are handed over to the states for functioning to gain experience. Once they gain experience, they are called back by the center to work as in the secretariat of the central government ministries. ठीक है? But the state government is having only a temporary control over these officers, but the ultimate control rests with the center. So whenever center calls for an officer, it is the duty of the state government to send that officer back to the center. Now these three particular IPS officer, they were given the responsibility of the security of Mr. JP Nadda, your BJP chief, when he was visiting Bengal. But that stone pelting was there on his car, and thus the center, they have asked the Bengal government to relieve these three IPS officers because center want them on deputation in the central government. Now, what Mamta Banerjee is saying? Mamta Banerjee is saying that although you are having right to call officers, but this demand is mala fide. It is out of bad intention, and that's why I am not going to allow, not going to relieve these three IPS officers. Mamta Didi cannot do anything in that. That is a legal thing, that is constitutional thing. And if central government goes to court, they have to relieve these officers for the services of the center. See, center is not saying that we are going to punish them or something like that. Center is simply saying we need them in the services of the center. So you have to send these officers. ठीक है. Next news item. No, means that concept is important here. No, nobody is going to ask you about these three IPS officer, but that concept of all India services that I want to raise. That's why I have included this news item. Next, High Court extends protection to interfaith couple. Now, this news item is regarding the new law which is there in UP, regarding that law against forced civil conversion. Now, basically, that what the law is saying, law is good. So what the law is saying that you cannot force a person even by marriage or even after marriage, you cannot force a person to change his faith because under Article 25 you are having right to propagate your religion. मीन्स उसके उसका प्रचार प्रसार करो, उसके बारे में लोगों को पता हो, टेल द गुडनेस ऑफ योर रिलीजन, बट यू कैन नॉट फोर्स अ पर्सन बिकॉज द अदर पर्सन इज ऑल्सो हैविंग फ्रीडम ऑफ कॉन्शियंस. ठीक है, सो यू कैन नॉट फोर्स अ पर्सन टू चेंज हिज रिलीजन. नाउ बट बेसिकली इफ यू सी द ग्राउंड रियलिटी, नाउ इन ग्राउंड रियलिटी व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, सी suppose a Muslim and a Hindu, they go for marriage. In majority of the cases, Hindu is the girl, Muslim is the boy. See, now girl is not having any issue, boy is not having any issue, but since it is an interreligious marriage, so one or the other member from the girl side, they must be having an issue with the marriage. Obviously, बात है, right? Because in society, the parents and family members of the girl, For them, there is problem in society that your girl has married to a Muslim boy. So some members of the family of a girl, in majority of the cases, some are having issue and they are going to police. And what police is doing? Police is filing this case under that new law of forcible conversion. Now, that is becoming problem. So in almost all the cases of interfaith marriage or interreligious marriage, they are being registered in UP under such laws. So that this was a couple, and this couple, although this couple was not related to this much issue very much, but this couple was having problems with means that right wing organization, that they were having the danger to their life. So what they did, they approached Delhi Social Welfare. That is an organization. They asked them for protection, but the Delhi Social Welfare they simply rejected. Then they go to Delhi High Court. Delhi High Court gave them protection. So this protection is basically not from this new law which is in UP. This protection is basically from right-wing organizations. है ना? That is the thing. ये चीजें बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ गई हैं, particularly after the when this your IAS topper Teen Arabi applied for divorce. सबसे थोड़ा सा राइट विंग वालों को लेजिटिमेसी ज्यादा मिल गई है किसी इवन एन आईएएस इज नॉट एबल टू लिव. ठीक है, एनीवे. देन डूटा और दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी टीचर्स एसोसिएशन, they criticize the implementation of new education policy. And in some class, we will talk about this new education policy also. But the thing that is being criticized by Delhi University Teachers Association is like this. Firstly, they say that the stakeholders were not consulted. Now, who are the stakeholders? Stakeholders are parents association. Stakeholders primarily are teachers, professors, vice chancellors of university. But they were not consulted by the government. This new education policy is a product of bureaucracy and not of the teachers. Teachers were largely not consulted, but they should be they must be consulted. So that is true for almost every policy of the government. Stakeholders are not consulted. Even that farm laws agitation is there because farmers were not consulted. Okay. So first thing is this. Secondly, they believe that Duduta believe that this new education policy would result into commercialization or privatization of higher education. Why? Because when foreign companies would be coming and all those would be coming investing in this education, then obviously there would be commercialization, and because of that commercialization, the poor students would suffer most. They would not be able to get the services of all these institutions. So because of that, they are criticizing it. Simply a news item. Actually, I want to raise these issues. That's why I have included this news item. So question can be there in prelims about the features. Question can be there in mains about the issues and suggestions for this new education policy. Chaliye. Moving ahead, uh, Naidu have said that hold a referendum on three capitals in Telangana. Now, what is a referendum? A referendum is a device where a matter for decision making is referred to the people. It is a device for direct democracy where people themselves make a decision by voting. So, Chandrababu Naidu, the opposition party leader in Telangana, you know, he is simply against the idea of having three capitals. ठीक? One would be Guntur, one would be Hyderabad, and one would be Amravati. ठीक? So this would be your judicial capital. This I think would be your executive capital, and this would be your legislative capital. ठीक है? Means assembly would be here, high court is there, and secretariat would be here. So he says that the people of Telangana are simply against this idea. If the government is going for a referendum, then they would vote against him. So this news is of no importance to you. I simply want to raise this matter. Then how a state can have, a country can have three capitals? So means legislative capital, judicial capital, and executive capital where the secretariat is located. So that is the thing which actually I want to raise by this topic. Then elected MP's right is to be protected, Rahul Gandhi. Now, what had happened day before yesterday that Rahul Gandhi is a member of Parliament Standing Committee on Defence. Okay, so Rahul Gandhi is a member, full-time member of Parliament Standing Committee on Defence, and the proceedings of that committee were going on. The meeting of the committee was there, and the chairman of the committee belongs to BJP. Now, Rahul Gandhi wants to raise several times. Rahul Gandhi wants to raise want to raise several important issues concerned to the armed personnel, concerned to the military personnel, but he was simply, according to him, he was not allowed to speak. So Rahul Gandhi says that so Rahul Gandhi have wrote to Lok Sabha Speaker, that is Om Birla, that it is the MP's right to speak in the committee. It is the MP's right to means to be heard in the committee, and it is to be protected because the chairman is simply not allowing Congress members to speak in the committee. So that thing is there. So the important point is here MP's right and not Rahul Gandhi. Okay, चलिए. Then yesterday our PSLV or ISRO have placed CMS-01 satellite into orbit by by that engine PSLV C-50. It was 52nd mission of PSLV and that is in its Excel avatar. So a new version of PSLV is there and that is its Excel version. Okay, the engine name is PSLV C-50 and the satellite which was launched is CMS-01. Now this satellite would be particularly helpful in increasing mobile connectivity. See, now if you try to understand and if you go through various policies of the government, various schemes of the government, then you would see that there is a very very big emphasis of the government over mobile connectivity or e-services. You know, use of information technology, e-services, more and more emphasis, more and more portals are there. You have to get services from those portals. Yesterday we have seen several of the education schemes in evening class. You know, okay, all the educational schemes they are focusing on the use of information technology. Now information technology can be helpful only and only when you are having good connectivity. If your mobile connectivity is not good, then certainly that would be a bigger problem. So the focus of the government is to increase connectivity in that keeping that thing in mind, they have released put the CMS-01 in satellite. In yesterday's news, I have told you that government has opened around 2250 megahertz of spectrum. Again, they are providing it for auction so that more and more space can be there for companies and mobile connectivity services or e-services can be improved. Okay. Then the Central Vista cost. The earlier it was estimated to be something around 11,500 crore, but now it has been revised, and the revised cost has risen to 13,500 crore even after dropping PMO from the new plan. So, according to new plan, what would be there? Your parliament would be there, and your secretariat would be there, but PMO would not be there. So Prime Minister actually would be sitting in the old PMO only. You know, so although new secretariats for rest of the ministries would be there, and why is this being done? Because the price is radically increasing. So this is simply a factual news. Then WHO to probe origins of coronavirus in China. ये वो भगवान जाने कब से कर रहा है? Yeah, since I think I have been hearing that thing from months. Where WHO will probe, WHO will probe, of God knows WHO when it will probe that whether the coronavirus is originated in China or not. Because particularly Donald Trump was very much against that idea of was in favor of that idea of putting sanctions on China because he believe that it has been deliberately synthesized and spread by China. है ना? So WHO उसकी जांच करेगा and whatsoever because the WHO is also under question over the spread of corona. चलिए. Then US Chief of Joint Staff General Milley met Taliban representatives and the representatives of Afghanistan government at Doha to immediately reduce escalating cases of violence in Afghanistan. Now, if you are going through newspaper, then you must have heard that suicide bombers and all these cases they are increasingly there in Afghanistan, right? Because in US there is a change of government, and they want to put a pressure upon the new government. Let's see, is come with our condition or we will go for violence. So things are like that. So it was a meeting. See, and simply कुछ खास इसमें है नहीं, simply a news item. But you have to remember that that was at Doha and by the Chief of Joint Staff, that is your General Milley. Turkey won't step back from S-400 deal with Russia. Now, what Turkey have done? Turkey have gone for S-400 deal. This is basically anti-missile defense system. India have also purchased four S-400 missiles. So this S-400, it is basically anti-missile defense system. Now, see, in the global scenario, if you see what Russia is doing, Russia is increasingly increasing its influence against America. Although no Cold War is there, nothing is there, but Russia is increasingly increasing its influence. And secondly, every country wants money. So Russia is on the way to sell more. Russia is on the way to sell more and more of its arms so that they can earn more and more of money. So this deal is with Turkey. Under the cards are the although the last week the US have imposed sanction, but Turkey have said that they would answer for that sanction. They are not afraid of that sanction, and they are simply going ahead with this deal. Okay. What is CAATSA? This can be asked in prelims. Countering America's adversaries through Sanctions Act. By this, the executive or the president of America is empowered to put sanctions upon those who are working against America, like Turkey. ठीक? Then government plans $60 billion investment in gas sector to increase the natural gas share in total consumption from 6% to 15% by 2030. Simply factual information and this natural gas, if you see, it is more clean, it is more easy to store and transport, and that to pipeline in your homes. So instead of LPG, if you see, then natural gas, although that means that heat energy is less, but for domestic purpose it is sufficient. So government wants to increase because it is a clean gas. In fact, India is one of those countries who have not only performed according to Paris Climate Change Agreement, but we have exceeded our targets also. हमने उम्मीद से बढ़ के काम किया है ना? Whether it is BS6 हो या कुछ भी हो. In this regard, I would like to mention one thing, that is cafe. इसको आप जरूर पढ़ना because next year in prelims they are going to ask it. Cafe is corporate average fuel efficiency. BS6 is simply a part of the overall bigger reforms or bigger changes that is under cafe. Okay, so in this cafe it has been asked to the automobile producers that you have to reduce, or you have to bring within limits the average that pollution which is being spreaded by your vehicle. So BS6 is a part of this cafe only. इसको आप जरूर पढ़ के जाना. Okay, so these I think, so these were the important news which we are having in today's newspaper. Always do remember, please, only 5% of the news of any newspaper is of your interest when it comes to UPSC. Only 5%. है ना? So even if you are going with that 5%, then you can calculate it into 365 into 5 कितना होगा? बहुत होता है thousands में. तो इतने न्यूज़पेपर्स आप पे काम किए. ठीक है, only 5% of the news, rest of the news is of none of any use to you. जो रेगुलर न्यूज़ है किसी काम की नहीं है. चलिए, so this is your UPSC Plus subscription. Uh, As I have already told you what are the prices. In Iconic, you would have live classes, free test series, unlimited practice, structured schedule. These benefits are only in Iconic and not in Plus. Like personal coach, study planner, expert guidelines, mains test series, you would be having only when you are having this Iconic subscription. Again, you can have Iconic subscription, use code Amit Yadav Foundation, and you would be having 10% discount on this Iconic subscription also. Chaliye. So I am ending this class. I hope you would be satisfied with these basic current affairs. If you want to go into more detail of these current affairs along with your this uh, editorials also, then you can simply, what you can do, you can simply come to my class at 8 a.m. on application. You can download it, use code Amit Foundation. You would be able to access all the free classes, and there because there I am having one complete hour to deal with them. यहाँ time थोड़ा सा कम रहता है. ठीक है, चलिए, anyway, thank you very much. Bye bye.